Good evening. Come on in. Good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in here. It's a beautiful Tuesday in June, the last Tuesday of the month. And it's not raining today. Come on in here. Well, welcome to Build Your Best Life with Deborah D. Smith. And obstacles come in all forms. Murder, suicide, depression, bullying, generational curses, finance, lack of role models, hunger, and lack of education. Now, these are only some of the roadblocks that deter young people. My platform is designed to assist high school age and young adult males as they follow my basic principles to overcome these obstacles and to build their best lives. Yes, you can overcome obstacles, even though you've gone through some roadblocks, some pitfalls, and some rough terrain. You can overcome those things. You just have to know the things that you need in order to build your best life. And that's why I'm here. I believe it is better to train early rather than to fix later. So again, welcome everybody to build your best life. Now, today, the topic that I chose to discuss, I think is very important, and I thought it a good time to discuss it since we have people graduating from high school, going to college, going into trades, going into the military. We have individuals graduating from college. They may decide to further get other degrees, the master's or PhD, or another bachelor's degree, or they may be going into the workforce and maybe opening their own business. But it's change. There's change. And with that change, I think now is a great time to introduce this topic. Now, you know that when you were born, hi, Dan, good evening. Thanks for tuning in. When you were born as an infant, you could not do anything for yourself. Therefore, you were 100% taken care of. Someone was in control of your life at 100. Now, as you grew older, you were taught things. However, you still needed what? Guidance. You were not on your own. You still didn't know how to make wise decisions, or you couldn't get to places that you needed to be. You were dependent on someone to get you to these different places. So someone else was still what? In control of your life. But as you got older, say you went to elementary school, middle school, high school, and learned different, as you went on, you learned different attributes or different skills. But yet, what? You still were not in control of your life. Someone else was calling the shots. Someone else, you were not. But hopefully, as you transitioned into high school, might have been a late bloomer. It might have been when you were in college, going to college, or it could have been a real late bloomer, and it might have been as you were turning into a young adult, going out on your own. But you started, or should have started, to take charge of your own life, not having someone else in control of everything that you're doing. That being said, it is essential to have the attribute of Selpline. Selpline, that's spelled S-E-L-P-L-I-N-E. Selpline, S-E-L-P-L-I-N-E. Now I guess you say, what in the world is that? Just think about the word sel, S-E-L, plan, P-L-I-N-E, self-discipline. So you want to go from discipline to self-discipline. And there's a big difference. You know, as being disciplined, it means that you're able to follow rules or codes of behavior. As an example, someone that's in school, and you may have a rule when you enter the door, open your backpack. You may have someone checking backpacks. That's a rule. Respect each other. That's a rule. So you're able to, if you're disciplined, then you're able to see those rules. Or if you're in a smaller, if you're younger in a lower grade, someone may have to tell you what those rules are because you can't read, but you understand them and you're able to follow them and you're willing to follow them. Then you are disciplined, because, you know, not everyone is willing to follow rules. You know, all these fights they're having up in as planes are in flight, because they have a rule that you have to wear a mask on airplanes, but not everybody wants to do that. You know, I bought my ticket, I'm on the plane. If I don't want to wear this mask, I don't have to. So even though there is a rule in place, they don't want to be governed by that rule, so they're not even disciplined. But then when we get to self-discipline, hey, that's a whole nother level. And when you are older, you should want to be self-disciplined. You should not want others having to tell you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Self-discipline, control your own feelings and overcome your weaknesses. You can do what is right despite of temptations. You want to do those things that are right. So you see the difference? Discipline, you're able to follow rules or follow what someone tells you to do. So as when you were older, if your parents told you to do something, you know, you can't come in my house after 11. You knew that was the rule, so you knew how you better abide by it, so you were disciplined. But if you got older and you still were living with your parents and you said, well, you know, I'm going to be respectful of my mom's house. I'm not going to come in after midnight, or I'm not going to come in after 1, even though I'm an adult. Then you are self-disciplined. You are in control, but yet there are some things that you think are right or wrong, and that's what you are being governed by. So I'm going to give you some tips that will assist you in deciding, are you going to go through life wanting people to tell you what to do all the time, having others control you, have to tell you when to get up, when to brush your teeth, when to eat, when to go to the doctor? You just can't do anything yourself. Or do you want to be in control of your own life? Do you want to be disciplined? Okay, so the first thing is, it's all about a state of mind. Your self-discipline. It's a state of mind. It's just like your negative mindsets and your positive mindsets. It's a state of mind. Do you want to be in control? Are you lazy? Do you not care? Or do you want to be in control? And I've told this story before, but I consider myself someone that have had and have good work ethics. And I guess it was my first job after I completed high school, because I did work during high school. But one morning I got up and looked at the clock, and it was like, oh, I'm late. And so the first thing I did, instead of, trying to get ready and get to work, I go in and say to my mom, I'm going to be late for work. Why didn't you wake me up? She immediately looked me in my eyes and told me, that's not my job. If you want the job, then you get up and you go to work to be on time. If not, let somebody have the job that wants it. So she knew that I was old enough. She had got me through high school. I had my first job. I should be able to be disciplined and be on my own. And so that's why I say it's a state of mind. So did I want to continue to lean on her to tell me when to get up, when I need to leave for work or whatever? Or did I want to be in control of my life? Well, I wanted to be in control of my life, so I took it from there. But you have to make up your mind what you want to do. Because you have some people that are maybe 60 or 70 years old and somebody is still telling them what they need to do or what they should do. They are still being disciplined. They are not self-disciplined. Good evening, Tamika. Thank you for tuning in. The second thing is, what areas are you lacking control in? Because it may not be your entire life. It may be certain things. So is it that you can't get to places on time? Is it that you procrastinate? You have assignments, 2 months in advance that you were going on a vacation trip, but you wait till the night before to start packing, and you realize, well, I'm going to need a new swimsuit. Don't have one. I'm going to need some goggles. Don't have any. My child needs whatever. They should have had a shot before they went. I didn't get it. It could be that if you don't take care of your health, you need to exercise, you need to walk. So as long as, somebody's calling you and say, hey, let's go for a walk. Okay, you do it. But if that person moved away or they stopped doing it, even though you felt better while you were doing it with them, and they're not longer there, you just stop doing it. So it does not have to be in all areas of your life. It could just be in some areas of your life. But are you letting some things control your life? That's not so good. So find out what those areas are, and those are the areas that you need to focus on. You can't focus on everything, but focus on those things that are important. And in the chat, how about y'all giving me some tips, telling me what things are important to you? What are some of the things that you know that you are not disciplined in, and they are important, but for some reason you can't get it together? And while I'm waiting for you to do that, we'll go on to the next one. You have to change for yourself. You cannot change for other people, because if you change for other people, you are kind of like linked to however they want to try to control that. And what I mean by that, if someone says, oh, well, I think you need to lose weight. And you say, okay, well, if they said I need to lose weight, I guess I need to lose weight. And so you start losing weight because they said you needed to lose weight. And you're not going to be as disciplined probably. Or they may, it may be something that you realized yourself, but that was the push you needed. So then you do get serious about it. So you start losing weight. And you're like, okay, yeah, I like the way this makes me feel. I can breathe better. It's easier for me to do this. I have more energy. I feel like getting up in the morning. I'm ready to go. I thought it was just that I wasn't a morning person, but I guess I just did need to lose some weight. So you do that, and you get to a certain size, and you're like, no, I think I want to lose about 20 more pounds. But because you did it for someone else, then that person comes to you and say, you lost enough weight. Don't lose any more weight. So how are you going to tell me how much weight I need to lose? So if you did it for them, are you going to say, I'm satisfied with what I feel now, and I think 20 more pounds will put me right at where I need to be. It'll give me a little bit of wiggle room. Sometimes if I want to go on go out and just, overdo it a little bit, but that'll be good for me. I know how I feel, and that's what I want to do. Are you going to be in your mind like, okay, well, that was their suggestion, so if they think I lost enough, then I need to stop? Whatever you do, whether it's losing weight, starting to exercise, trying to do time management better, being better organized, do it because you want to do it. If you are just doing things because you're trying to satisfy somebody else, more than likely it's not going to work. It's not going to be successful. So start out with a list of what are those things that are just having me to be not the way I want my life to be. I'm not in control of everything. I'm not self-disciplined. And you start out with that list, and that's what you work on. And then you have to be willing to change, because even if you say, okay, these are the things I want to work on. I know I want to work on them. I'm going to do this. And you're doing it because you want to, or you need to, I should say, you need to, but you're just not ready to do it. Then what's going to happen? You're not going to be successful at it. You know, and that's just like, I hate to keep going and weight things, but I have to connect it to something that I'm familiar with. But, you know, it's just like, you know, you gain a weight. So you realize you're gaining weight if you go to buy some new clothes. So you're in a size 10, you think, and you go to try on some clothes and you can't even zip the 10 up. So then you got to go to a 12, maybe a 14. And you keep your same patterns up. Say 3 months later, you go back. So you know now you're in a 12. And you try something on that doesn't fit. You've gone up to 14. And then 3 months later, you go back again. You're up to 16. It's like, okay, so I knew I was gaining weight. I know my dress sizes were getting larger, but I didn't do anything. Now, put on these trousers. Couldn't even stick my wallet in my back pocket because it looked so awful, but I kept eating. I kept doing these things. So you weren't really willing to change. So you're not self-disciplined. So just think about that. So you know it's something that you need to change. You say you want to do it. You have signs that it needs to be done, but you don't do anything. So you're really still not ready. So that's another thing you have to worry about. Okay, then what about all the naysayers? You know, it's always somebody else that's going to tell you what to do. If you say, well, I'm going to start saving money. I'm not going to go out for lunch. Why are you not going out for lunch? And you don't have to tell somebody, you know, why you decided that you're not going to go out to lunch. You're going to bring your own lunch. No, I just decided that, you know, from now on, I'm going to bring my own lunch. You know, I might go out maybe once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that. But right now, I made a decision that I'm going to bring my lunch. Well, you're saving your money because you decided that you're going to take a trip to Paris. And so, you know, in order to do that, you looked at your budget and you got to come up with X amount of dollars, and you want to do this. This is your on your bucket list to go next year, next fall or summer, whichever one you want. You're going to Paris. And so that's the way you're saving. You're saving a couple other ways, but that's one of the ones you're going to do it. Well, see, that person on your job, they're going to try, yo, girl, you know what? She don't go out to lunch no more. She must not be doing well. What you mean? What you mean? Well, she said she's not going to go out to lunch. She's going to bring her lunch. She's still with her husband? I don't know. Well, why she bringing her lunch? Why she can't spend money? She been spending money on lunch. First of all, it's none of their business. Second, you do what you want to do. You go to work for yourself. Your finances is what you earn, and you do what you want to do with. You don't have to worry about what other people saying, why they trying to figure out why it is you not buying lunch. Because you have a goal in mind. That's why some people never have anything. They don't know why. You know, this person works the same place I do. I've been working here longer than they have. They're always going on vacations. Christmas time, they did their Christmas the night before on Christmas Eve, and then they went on a cruise. They didn't get back till a couple of days before school was supposed to start. We got the same job. How can they get to do that? Because those people are planning, they're self-disciplined, they know what their finances are, they know what their budget is, they know what things that they want to do in life, and they're doing it. So you have to block out all the negative noise that's all around you. Be a person, be yourself, do what you want to do, and keep it moving. If you listen to other people and care about what other people say, you would never get anywhere. You wouldn't be disciplined. You wouldn't be self-disciplined. You wouldn't be anything, because people always want to hold a good person down. They're not going to do anything to make their lives better, but they don't want to see other people do better. So not only can you not listen and change for other people, but even when they come in your space trying to dictate what you should or should not do, or trying to figure out why it is that you're doing whatever it is that you're doing, you have to block out that busy noise. That is so key. And did you get any comments? I didn't get any comments. Good evening, Vito. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. But yeah, tell me some of those things that you think that you need to change in so that you can be self-disciplined. You want to be in control of your life. You don't want people bossing you around, telling you what to do, when to do it, how to do it. What are some of those things that you can think of? Now, you know, everything is not easy. So if it's hard, then you have to make it easy for yourself. You have to break it down. And when I say that, it's just like you say, I want to start exercising. So if you're like me, that's not your favorite thing to do. You know, it's something that you need to do because you work in an office, so you're sitting most of the time. You're in school, you're sitting most of the time. Excuse me. So you need to get some movement going, and it's hard for you to start that regimen. So, you know, how can you break that down? So I'm going to start doing it, you know, twice a week for 15 minutes, whatever that's going to be. If you're going to walk somewhere, you're going to get on a treadmill or elliptical machine, whatever you're going to do, start out small. So I'm going to break it down, do it for 15 minutes twice a week. Then you can either increase the number of days or increase the time limit, but you're going to increase it. And then you're going to do it consistently. So then when you start doing it consistently, then you'll keep doing it. But you have sometimes things you have to break them down into smaller pieces. So again, like if this, your thing is you're not organized, you're just so unorganized that, you know, life just catches up with you, and there's 10 million things that you have to get done at the same time because you're not organized, where you had 3 months to do one thing, a month to do something else, and you just got something else yesterday, but all of it's due Saturday. And it's like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get it all done? Because you're not organized. Break it down into smaller pieces. Write it down, write things down. What is it that I have to do? Is there anything that has to be done this year that I know that I'm going to have to do? Well, if one thing, if you're big on Christmas, you know that's going to be a big thing for you. You're going to have to start buying gifts or picking up stocking stuffers or planning whatever you're going to do, your meal, or if you travel, where you're going, put that on your list. You have kids and they're going to school. You know, school will be starting. You're going to have to get school supplies. They have to get new clothes and new uniforms. So you know that's something you're going to have to do in whatever month they start school. I think this year, I know public school starts August 6th. So, you know, put those things on that list. Then look and see on this list, are there things that have deadlines? We do have doctor's appointments. Do any of the kids need vaccines? What's the date for those? Have I made those appointments? You know, because sometimes they need certain vaccines before they go to school certain years. It's not every year. Well, if you know this is the year that they have to have them, you don't wait till the week before school, because everybody be waiting before the week before school. Have that on your list so you'll know 3 months out, 2 months out, that you're going to have those before August. So when you get all that on a list, then you break it down in quarters and months. And then it's like you can see it. So this is what, you know, I've broken it down from a year. Now I've got it in little pieces. I can see it. It's more controllable. So now I can better manage it. So that's part of being organized. So take those things and break them down smaller in order to help you to deal with them. And so organization was just, an example. I'm trying to think of another example of something that you can break down into little pieces. And they'll say, you've been saying for the last 6 years, I'm going back to school to work on my, complete my bachelor's degree. I only have 2 classes I need to take. You'll have 2 classes you need to take, and it's been 5 years. You need to hurry and write that down. You need to go back, make sure you got all your paperwork that will show that you only need those 2 classes. Find out how much those 2 classes take. Find if time is one of the reasons why you haven't done it. Find out if it's something you can take online. It may be, it may not be. Find out when you can take it. Go get those 2 things done. That's something off your list. You have not only gotten something off your list, but you have made a big accomplishment. You letting 2 courses keep you from your degree, which can help you probably in your career or something else that you want to do. So you have to break things down. So try some of those things. And Mark Twain, I guess he said it best. Oh, I know the other thing I was going to say as an example. And it's also just like eating. If it's something, like if it's something that's really, really good and that you shouldn't eat the whole thing. Like if you go to Cheesecake Factory and you get a slice of it cheesecake, and you can actually, have it in 2 different settings, but it's so good you just want to eat it all right then. Or if you go to whatever you're eating and you have more than one thing on your plate. So like if you had a pasta dish, you just have that pasta dish. But if you had like an entree with the meat and veggies and something like that, then what they say is, that it takes your brain a little longer to get the signal that you're full before you're full. So that's why they say eat slower. But so you're eating, and sometimes it's like, well, I don't particularly like this vegetable, but I know I need to eat some vegetables. So you go ahead and eat your vegetable, but that whatever your entree is, that you love it and you're going to eat it. So you save it to last. Well, that's a bad thing to do. So if you're trying to watch your portions, I'm not saying you need to watch your portions, but if that's something you decide, hey, I'm going to watch my portions. Well, you're not going to get it done by eating what you don't like first and leaving the good stuff to last, because if it's good, what's going to happen? You're going to make sure you eat it. That dessert, you're going to make sure you eat it. So normally what I do is I get my cheesecake to go and I eat it the next day. But if you have a meal and it's not like a pasta meal or a rice meal dish where everything's together, they say eat the thing that you like first. So then if you get full, at least you can say, well, ooh, that was so good. I ate all that. I don't care about the other stuff. That was good. I ate that. So that's one of the ways to break it down smaller. But Mark Twain said, if it's your job to eat a frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. So, I got to eat a frog. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and get it over with. I'll be done. But then he says, if it's your job to eat 2 frogs, what should you do? He didn't say get up earlier. So if it's just 1 frog, you get up in the morning, that's the first thing you do, get it over with. But if you got to eat 2 frogs, you get rid of that biggest one first. Oh, gross. So I'm just going to eat that one and get it over with. I got that one down. So now the other one is not going to be as bad because it's smaller. So you got to take it and you got to break it down, cut it back, and get it where you can manage it. And I know that was a crazy analogy, but again, it came from Mark Twain, so you can imagine. But, basically all he's saying, like they say, How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You can't eat the whole thing because it's so big. But if you break it down, one bite at a time, you get it done. So that's what you have to do about some of those things that is controlling you in your life. You're not in control of it, so you're not self-disciplined. You got to break it down into those smaller pieces, and then you can get it done. And then you have to stop sometimes, so you don't just consistently just keep on, well, I think I'm doing better, probably doing better, and just keep going and don't stop to ever think. You have to stop and assess what's going on. So I have been a procrastinator. I said that it's something that I want to change. I'm going to work on it. This is how I'm going to work on it. So when you look back, since you have made those changes, are you doing any better? Has it made a difference? Because if it has not, then there's no sense to keep going along that path, right? Because the whole purpose of doing it is to make yourself have self-discipline, be more in control of getting things done and not waiting to the last minute. There's some people you can call them up like, what you doing? Well, I'm kind of busy right now because, I got to do blah, 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 blah. Other people, they can manage things, like there's certain people I know that if, like school is starting in August, I guarantee you, if I call my daughter-in-law right now, she already on it. She already got, if she hadn't started buying, it's already got in her mind, this is what they're going to need. This is where I need to buy it from. This is the week or month that I'm going to get it. You don't have to worry about it. She's not on it. She's on top of it. And so that's some of the things, and everybody does not have the same gifts or talents. But if you want to know, well, why she never frustrated? Well, why she always on time? Well, why did her daughter know this and my child didn't know? Now I don't have what she needed because she's staying on top of it. She's not procrastinating. You get something from the school, you take it and, let me just put that over there in my inbox. And that's where it stays. And you clear out your inbox maybe once a month or once every 2 months. And when you go through the inbox, it's too late. The deadline's gone. You're not in control. The inbox controlling stuff. And it's not going to help you get things done that you need to get done on a timely basis. All right, so assess where you are. And if what you put in place is not working, then you have to do some things to you have to make some changes to try something else to try to make it work for you. Because you just don't want to spin your wheels and you're not getting anywhere. Okay, now, sometimes people say, well, I don't want to start working on doing better because, 4th of July is coming up and then it's vacation time and then school starts after that. So I know I'm going to be really busy. So I don't want to start, and then I might have to stop, or I might forget one day. Well, there's always going to be something to do. So if you don't ever start, you never will start. You got that? If you don't start, you never will. So there are always going to be times that you are busy and you have things to do. So don't let that be an excuse. You have to just go ahead and start. And know that there's going to be sometimes things are going to fall through the cracks. It's okay. Just get up, dust yourself off, and get started again. I'm supposed to be walking. Went through a rainy season. I stopped. It's like, okay, I got to start back. And then I started back and went a couple days. Then it's like, it looks like I'm going once a day. And like I usually go in the middle of the day. So this morning I was like, see, you know what? I'm going to do it first thing this morning. The first thing, so they don't have any excuses because I can't say, well, I'm too busy to go, or I forgot, or blah, 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 blah. It's on my mind, so I'm getting up out of here. It's not that hot yet. So I went for my walk and I came back. So I got that done for the day. So I need to get up and do the same thing tomorrow. But it's not that I made those two got to those 2 bumps and stopped. And that means that I'm just going to stop. I'm not going to worry about it anymore because I know I sit too much and I need to walk. And for my age, I need to walk. So I cannot stop. That's something that I have to do. And I know if I consistently continue to do it and do it consistently, I'll get in a routine and it'll be something that I'm committed to, and I will continue to do it. So that's what we have to do. So those are some of the things, and I'm going to run back through them really quick in case you missed this, but you can like this, share it with someone. You can go back and watch the entirety of the video. But remember, there's a difference in discipline and self-discipline. Discipline, others are in control. They have rules. You might be on a job, in school, a club, whatever, but there are rules and you are able to abide by those rules. So you are being controlled. Self-discipline, you are in control. You are doing those things that you want to get accomplished, but you are the one that's managing it. You are in control. It comes with a state of mind. You know, am I going to be in control of what I'm doing in my life? Am I going to let circumstances and situations and obstacles control what's going on? Or do I want to be self-disciplined? So it's a state of mind, excuse me, that you have got to start working on. Then find out what areas am I lacking in? Because when you say that you're not self-disciplined, that might not mean you're not self-disciplined in some things. But what's that crucial thing that you really could improve your life if you were in control of that particular thing? You want to be more self-disciplined in that area. Organization, procrastination, being late all the time, whatever. So, you know, write those things down. Then decide that you're going to change for yourself. Don't change for anybody else because someone else wants you to do it. Change for yourself. And then even though you say, okay, yeah, that's something I need to work on. I know I procrastinate all the time. If you are not willing to change, if you're okay because you're a procrastinator, oh, that just makes me multitask and whatever, I'm good. Well, you know, don't worry about it. But if you want to change, you got to be willing to change because you're going to have to do it consistently and be, you know, keep it on, get on a cycle, and so you'll be consistent with it. But if you're not willing to make that change, then, you know, hey, what can I say? You have to block out the naysayers because there's always going to be somebody in your life, somebody that you work with, a peer, or associate, somebody that's going to try to figure out what it is that you're doing, why it is that you're not doing a certain thing. And the example I gave you weren't on here is like if you decide that you want to take a nice trip to Paris and you know you have to save additional money for that. So you decide one of the things that you're going to cut out is going out for lunch. Because you know, if you go out for lunch, that can cost you $20 unless you're going to eat off McDonald's or Burger King or somebody's dollar menu. If you're going to go to most places, it's going to cost you. So somebody got to try to figure out why it is that you're not going out for lunch. That's not their business. Or somebody going to try to talk you out of something. But why is it that you were doing this and now you... If you want to do it, you're doing it for yourself, you continue to do it. Everything is not going to be easy. Some things are going to be hard. If it is, you break it down into pieces and work on it. Don't continue to do things and you've been doing them for a year and you look back and it's like, I'm in the same place I was a year ago. What happened? Assess what you're doing. Do it. If you make a change to try to be better, be more self-disciplined, look at what you're doing in a couple months or a month and see if there are any changes. If you have changes, it's going good, then that's good. If not, then you need to, you know, take a step back and reassess. Okay, that's not working for me. What is it that I need to do? Don't not start because you think you might stop. Don't not start because you think you might have a lapse. You might have a drop-off day. If you never start, you won't ever start. So just know that sometimes you're going to run into detours, distractions, and pitfalls. So don't let those lapses don't worry about those. Just start. You have to start sometimes. And remember, this last thing is from Theodore Roosevelt. He said, with self-discipline, most anything is possible. With self-discipline, most anything is possible. So you have to get out there, put in the work, then do it. But you as an adult or a young adult or senior adult, you should want to be self-disciplined, not always following someone else's rules or someone else having control over your life. You should want to be controlling your own path in life and what you do. So remember that. So when you see that funny word again, Selpline, that's self-discipline rolled into one. Selpline, Selpline. That's self-discipline. I thought that would get your attention. So that is what that was all about. And I hope that that helped you. And this is my last live for the month of July. I'm going to be talking about something different. And I'll wait to tell you about that on Thursday. So I will be here Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I look forward to seeing you. Remember to go on my website, read my weekly blog. It comes out each Monday. If you're new to Build Your Best Life, you can find out more about my platform and myself. You can look at my calendar of events as well. You can go on my bookstore to see the services that I offer, which is consultations, coaching, speaking, webinar speaking, and also I have my book out there, Build Your Best Life. You can get your autographed copy. It makes a great gift for dads and grads. Not too late for that. Birthdays. The book is for everybody, for young people, parents, grandparents, mentors, pastors, leaders, anyone that wants to build their best life or assist someone else in building their best life. So if you go over to my website, you can order your autographed copy. I have them in stock. You will get it quickly. Even if you are in the Bahamas, you will get them quickly as well, because I have some that are already in the Bahamas. Anastasia Smith has those. And if you like ebooks, Amazon.com has Build Your Best Life on ebook. So you're all covered. And remember, reading is important. We talked about that earlier this week. So please visit my website. And as always, as you travel on your road to being a better you, you will, not you may, you will run into distractions, pitfalls, rough terrain, and detours. Don't let any of these negative aspects of your journey stop you. Though they may slow you down, keep going to be a better you so that you can build your best life. And remember, building your best life is our business. That's not a slogan. It's our commitment. This is my passion. Thank you for tuning in. Be blessed, and please tune in on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Be blessed.